What are ye whispering about?
We were talking about this awesome book.
We pirates have no need for books. We are as sharp as a thimble.
This book is very interesting. It's all about pirates.
Let me see that. Crew, we must go to the book fair ASAP.
Yay! The Cross Food Drive kicks off today. Items needed are canned foods, noodles, sauces, grains, fruit cups, applesauce, or condiments. Bring in your donation to your advisory teacher by Wednesday before we leave for MEA break. Every donation of food, hygiene, and household products helps support families during difficult times. Thanks for your support.
The Media Center is hosting a book character pumpkin decorating contest open to all students in grades 6 through 8 and staff. Pick up a favorite book character and get creative decorating a pumpkin. Pick up an entry form in the Media Center for complete contest rules.
If you are interested in the higher level math competitions, come to join the Math League. Math League meets on Mondays in Mrs. Belka's room, room 664 from 3 to 4 p.m. If you have any questions, talk to Miss Belka.
The book fair is coming. The fair will run from October 21st through October 25th. Students will be able to shop when they come in with their English classes, before or after school, and during lunch. The fair will also be open during conferences on the evening of Thursday, October 24th.
Random acts of kindness make RMS a better place to be.
Even if it is something as simple as saying hi to someone you don't know can make a person's day.
Showing kindness every day can make a huge difference for both you and the people around you.
Wear your positivities every Tuesday to show your support.
I'm Shasta Rickert, elementary school social worker for the district for 15 years. I'm going to talk about bullying. Bullying is unfair and one-sided. It happens when someone keeps hurting, frightening, threatening, or leaving someone out on purpose.
Hi, my name is Dave Crocker. I've been a middle school counselor for over 20 years. I wanted to just talk a little bit about bullying and some of the areas that bullying encompasses.
Specifically, breaking down that definition, unfair is an imbalance of power. That can be age, size, grade, popularity, academic success. One-sided refers to the person who's being bullied is not doing anything back. Keeps happening refers to the fact that the behavior is repeated over time, and on purpose there's an intention of harm.
One of the things in the middle school that we try to keep as our ultimate goal when it comes to bullying is to change the behavior for students and for them to be able to gain positive interpersonal skills.
Bullying can be physical, so hurting somebody's body or belongings, verbal, which would be name-calling, or social, which could be exclusion.
One of the things that we do see a lot of in middle school is cyberbullying, and this happens most of the time outside of the school, yet it carries over into the school day, and that's when we get involved. One of the things we look at is that there's many things that students are involved in now: Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, Uvu. Those are some of the current popular social media sites, and in months to come we know that there will be many more that will pop up. So one of the aspects of when we're dealing with cyberbullying also is we educate parents. We often tell parents, please be vigilant as to what site your student is using and also have discussions about what constitutes positive media citizenship.
If you feel that you are being bullied, ask the person to stop. If that doesn't work, talk to a trusted adult at school or report it to a parent at home. Don't keep it inside. It's important that someone else knows it's happening.
Hello, my name is Sarah Whiting, and I'm one of the counselors for the district. I've been with the district now for 11 years. And what I would like to talk about is what conflict is.
I'm Ashley Justin. I'm a school social worker, and I'm here to talk to you today about conflict. Conflict is a disagreement that happens when people want two different things. The people involved in the conflict typically have equal power to solve the problem. Although conflict is different than bullying, it can still be very hurtful and leave people with negative feelings.
Conflict is when students who are on an equal level, there's no imbalance of power is what we say, when they have trouble with one another. Now, we wouldn't necessarily consider these things to be bullying, however, they are still mean and they're still hurtful.
Some examples of a conflict would be an argument between friends, disagreements, situations that go back and forth with name calling, and it's not always the same person being picked on. It typically is something that maybe only happens one time and is not repeated and not meant to harm the other person.
When we think about what the school's role is in conflict, a lot of times the way that we like to approach it is this is an opportunity for students to learn and to grow. They're still figuring out in the middle school how they should treat one another, and that's a process. And so when we've got conflict that we're dealing with, we like to turn it into a learning opportunity. And a lot of times too, we will end up calling home just to keep the communication between home and school open, so that parents know what's going on too, and that they can help their kids also to, when they're home, they can have those conversations about what's going on and how can you fix the problem.
Some things you can do if you are experiencing conflict is trying to solve it with the other person yourself, and if it is not getting better, then find a trusted adult you can talk to.
Do your best not to talk with your friends and your peers about the conflict, and rather than talking to friends and peers, seek help from an adult if you do need to talk about it and want some help.
I'm Ginger Skilly. I'm a social worker at Westwood Elementary in Zimmerman. I'm going to talk a little bit about harassment. Harassment is a legal term for specific behaviors related to protected classes such as race, gender, sexual orientation.
These behaviors are hurtful, and they only need to happen once to be considered harassment. However, oftentimes they will happen repeatedly.
Some examples of harassment are teasing someone for the color of their skin, gender, hair, sexual orientation, and religion.
So examples of things that we see sometimes in the middle school related to harassment would be when kids invade one another's personal space. Sometimes we'll hear comments regarding sexual orientation, whether that sexual orientation is real or whether it's perceived. Sometimes we'll hear comments about religious practices or stereotypes that go along with the religion. We'll also hear derogatory remarks about a person's race, or sometimes making fun of cognitive ability. These are all examples of harassment and certainly not okay. So when something like this is going on, the most important thing for a student to do who's experiencing this is to tell a trusted adult. Once a trusted adult knows about it, we can do whatever it takes to make sure that the student is supported and that the behavior changes. Ultimately, what we want is our schools to be safe and welcoming for all.